So Handmade Festival is over, but we're here at the after party with tonight's host, Robin Ince.
Hello.
How are you, Robin?
I'm all right. I'm exhausted because I've also had a kind of after show because I finished my tour. I was touring an entirely different show and I've done 58 dates, and for some reason I said yes to doing this, and so I feel quite stupid.
So tonight's show is a Dirty Book Club. We've heard of the book club before. What is different about the Dirty one?
Well, it's just basically, it existed only ever once. It existed at the Edinburgh Fringe Festival at 3 a.m, just as a stupid thing to do, and had loads of different friends, and ended up reading from a book by Nancy Friday called My Secret Garden, which some people might know about, which was kind of the start of women talking about their sexual fantasies. And I said to the audience, I said, right, you can choose the chapter headings. Different. There was zoo, slavery. I can't remember what else. And they went zoo. And I went, do you want Wanda? Do you want Joan? Do you want Fiona? We want Wanda. Now Wanda's fancy, it turned out, was being about kidnapped and being forced to have sex with a donkey. It had a lot of extreme detail and mentioning of buckets and collection and all manner of things. And the audience by the end of it were going, stop. I went, I can't stop. You chose this. And it really was like a kind of sadomasochistic or, theatre of cruelty event. So I did it once, and it was only just stupid, and we were mucking around, and it was quite a kind of weird evening. And then Brighton Science Festival said, would you do the Dirty Book Club? I said, it doesn't exist. It was a stupid thing once off.
Did they watch the original version?
They just knew what it was. And Brighton, weirdly enough, I do a lot of science festivals, so I do stuff about science. And I said, do you really want Dirty Book Club? They said, yeah. I said, okay, I will find the weirdest books that I've got. And it's not just kind of, it's not rude. It's not just meant to be rude. It's like I'll talk about things that Aristotle said in Pliny, and kind of weird things from the 1920s and the 1930s, different kind of handbooks, whatever. But mainly will be the books about giant killer crabs, and because when I was growing up, very different for your generation, you see, but in the 1970s and the early 1980s, there was this whole, sex wasn't all over the internet like you lot. You can find it anywhere now. Right? We had to go to these grubby little paperback books, which were normally about giant animals attempting to take over the world, or rats that had gone insane, and there would always be some kind of lurid sex scene to, just kind of woo the 12 to 14-year-old boy market to go, oh, look, it's one of those giant killer crabs books. I bet someone will have sex in it. And what we were taught, of course, was that people would have sex and then they'd be killed because they had sex. So there was also a horrifying morality, which in many ways prefigured Margaret Thatcher.
Well, I feel like you could have done this interview on your own. I mean, if I could have put this paper in front of you, and you might have been all right.
I wouldn't have even used them.
We've just gone off.
I've got various little things. I'm not even listening to you. I'm listening to some of my little inner monologues.
Well,
I have lots of fucking. Oh God, I keep swearing. I'm sorry.
I've got something you can do on your own. Now,
Yeah.
I know it's a Dirty Book Club, so in keeping with the theme, I've got a passage of possibly, the most popular dirty book.
Oh no, is it 50 Shades?
It is. I don't know if you had to read it out before.
No, I haven't.
Okay, well, I've got this here, and I'd love you to do a dramatic reading of it to the camera. So I think it'd be a nice way to.
That one there.
That one there. So
Yeah.
last interview at the festival, it'd be a nice way to round off the coverage. So when you're ready.
I'll tell you what, I haven't done this for a while, and I was planning on doing it tonight.
Reading 50 Shades of Grey, or?
Well, no, what I thought I'd do actually is read it in something which I used to do a great deal. In fact, talking of people who were wonderful supporters of the arts was John Peel. And anyway, so here we go. He leans down and kisses me. His fingers still moving rhythmically inside me, his thumb circling and pressing. His other hand scoops my hair off my head and holds my head in place. His tongue mirrors the action of his fingers, claiming me. My legs begin to stiffen as I push against his hand, his gentle hand. So I'm brought back from the brink. I come instantly again and again, falling apart beneath him. Then I am building again. I climax anew, calling out his name. Ah. There we go.
Well, thank you so much. That was brilliant. Right, it's been interesting. I feel we've been on a journey together. So
we have been on a journey, haven't we?
It's been wonderful, hasn't it?
So what do you want to do then?
Can I sit on your lap?
Yeah, of course you can. Come and sit here. I mean, yeah. I'll tell you a story, right? Let's do George's Marvellous Medicine. Yeah, sorry, I've lost a bit of weight. I used to have a much thicker knee. My favourite line for George's Marvellous Medicine, I bet it's one of yours as well, is she had a puckered up mouth like a dog's bottom. Well done, you've done very well. And you've been a good boy.